The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Well, do you have a proposal for how I can get out of here? Because as far as I can tell, the only thing we can do in here is sleep. Hey, do you wanna... Are you good at lockpicking? We have a way to open this door. Oh? Oh? How? Kyoko! Ah! You're so smart, Makoto! Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room? Of course I do. It's an absolute vital piece of ensnaring the Mastermind. I would never part with it. Is that a hint for what's about to come? And it can open any door in the school, right? That's right. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Okay. I think this kind of lock, or this kind of key, actually exists in real life too. I see people talk about it sometimes on eBay. Anyways. Hey, Kyoko! We can use that key of yours to open this door, right? Let's find out. I was hoping for a more defined answer, but okay, we can go with that. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... Yes, it opened! And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Ooh! Where does that lead to, though? Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief. Because the real fight had just begun. It's too many questions. Ooh, ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Oh my god, is someone still gonna die? After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. Slip and fall on Kyoko, and then both of you go tumbling down like 500 meters. My god. Oh, actually, you should be pretty thankful that you're the ultimate lucky student, or else you might have gotten a concussion. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. Now that you said that, I'm getting kinda nervous. I know what you mean! Don't say it! Don't bring it up! Now you're making me conscious of it! Maybe talking will keep my mind off of it. Hey, so Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So, how long have you been doing detective work? How long? Ever since I can remember. Well, that's not very long, is it? I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. Oh. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous? Quite the opposite, actually. Oh. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So, hey, then how come your dad went and became the principal of a school instead of, you know, continuing the detective line? Because we take pride in it. Pride? A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort? It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride? So that explains... Before I came here, when looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. But then how would she be invited? Wait. Of course she would be invited, because her dad's the freaking headmaster. Okay, never mind. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family. And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it, knowing it was something a true kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that. Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you said you'd be reuniting after all these years, right? You would have had so much to talk about. There's nothing I want to talk to my father about. There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him, face to face. What is it? Don't you think that's a little bit personal for you to be asking? Although there shouldn't be secrets between us anymore after the whole life and death thing, I guess. I want to sever all ties with him. Oh, wow. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future. But he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him. If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. And maybe that's why he didn't take you with him. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. Well, I'll tell you what, she probably has a poker face anyway, so... All I could tell was that, compared to her usual self, she was more talkative. People who are very closed off emotionally, I think once in a while you might be able to catch them off guard, especially in front of someone that they kind of trust. And more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true. But there's one thing that I can never forgive. Really? The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing. But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow. That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. Whoa, that's extreme. In order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. I have no doubt he was thinking of you. No father, no parent forgets their child. Come on. But your family, to just cut him out like that. Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No. Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, I didn't know how to respond. So instead, Yeah, Makoto seems like the kind of boy who's really close to his family. Remember his mom, dad, little sister. So, pretty different from what he thinks, probably. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. I don't suppose this leads outside. It's still another section of the school, right? Looks like this is it.
Hey.
On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
So yo.
Remember the hatch on the ground near the trash room? Oh, yeah, I do. Remember the hatch on the ground near the trash room? Oh, so that's what this was. I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. So, you unlocked the hatch door but didn't go down the ladder to find me? You decided to come down in a trash bag. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Oh, praise the Lord. Looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I would have never gone out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. Well, I'm sure people have been notified of our return already. Well, what should we do? Is this it? We just forget about this place forever? Should we go to bed? It's nighttime. Yep. Well, so, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the Mastermind finds out... Oh, I can't even go back to my own room! And I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might... You're worried? Yeah, of course.
Ja.
Then let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
つまり
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Not a bad idea, and I would assume that he would say no because that's not a regulation. Wait, that's...
でも
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time until we're found out, and it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry, what you think is going to happen isn't.
だって
Because the Mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The Mastermind is ensnared? You said something like that before. What does it mean?
それは
The Mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the Mastermind let their guard down. There was?
そう
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little... no, super uneasy about this. But we really don't have a choice, do we?
ええ
Monokuma should be in the gym.
行きましょうか
Let's get going. Okay. Might as well, I guess. Wait, I was under the impression that Kyoko talked to everybody and was like, hey, I'm gonna go save Makoto, but is she doing this out of her own volition? Everyone asleep? Everyone should be asleep. Or at least inside their own rooms. Wanna go knock? Hey!
行きましょうか
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay. No, we don't need to walk. Oh, you said we can go here, right? Oh, that's a keyhole. Okay. Huh, interesting, interesting. That's so scary. We were living right here, and the Mastermind was one floor above us. Jeez, that is... chilling thought. Chilling. Okay, the gym. Is that the gym? That is indeed the gym.
Kyoko I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead! What's he doing here?
That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay?
You were supposed to be punished! Did Kyoko help you?
何
So what if I did? What will you do?
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance.
Hey, it says I'll be punished, right? It didn't say I'll be executed. I've been punished. I fell down into a garbage chute, okay? Isn't that punishment enough? Kyoko!
そう
Do whatever you feel you have to. What?
でも
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
もし
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
I lose? You! Explain yourself! What do you mean by that?
だって
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
つまり
I was supposed to be chosen as the blackened and then executed, right?
Hey, what are you talking about?
でも
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that. Yeah, you know, humans are complicated, like what we had with the Sakura trial, where both Hina and Sakura acted rather irrationally, by logical standards, I guess, so both Byakuya and Monokuma in this aspect are similar, huh? Not being able to imagine that people would actually do something like that.
そう
And in response to that unexpected development,
そうよ
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. Oh, it's very rare that a bear's not talking. But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you killed it.
そうなんでしょ
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro, you did. Ho, it's very rare that this bear is shutting up for once.
いいわね
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right?
And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto? Yeah! And you can prove this, right?
そう
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that!
What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence.
That seems to be a common defense that a lot of guilty people fall back on. Hey, where's your evidence, man? Show me some evidence! That's when you know you're on the right track. I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
そうよ
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth.
And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
だって
If Makoto really was the killer, he would never have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
でも
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts. Your favorite.
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in absence of evidence?
え
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
えね
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
えそうよ
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right. Oh, nice! Using his audience against him. That's a clever one.
いいわね
Despair can never kill hope.
Ugh.
ね
Of course, you can say we're just making all this up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat.
Ugh.
If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
そうするべきよ。
then I suggest you take my advice.
So, what is this advice of yours?
そう。
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
そこで最後の勝負をしましょう。希望と絶望をかけた最後の勝負よ。
It's time for one last showdown, one final battle between hope and despair.
ね
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown? In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the Mastermind themselves. But what reason would the Mastermind have to accept this challenge? I think Kyoko is just basing all of this off the fact that the Mastermind seems to be bound by the regulations somehow, right? But we've seen that there's other parts that they don't seem to be bound by, so hopefully this part is something they are bound by. They'll probably just execute me without another word.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed.
Oh my god, stop. Barry?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes.
Are you one of those types, using jokes to deflect your insecurities?
Now, what you've suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
つまり
Does that mean you accept?
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right?
Don't you mean unbearable despair?
Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair,
I spoke too soon.
claim victory? Let's have one final grisly showdown.
He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end. So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here.
All the mysteries?
That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that, then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
A koala is not a bear, right? Now you're just bullshitting.
そうね
That's what we've been trying to do all along.
Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of the school, then you win. But if you can't do all of that,
We'll all face execution, right?
I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me?
We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
いいわね
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
ね
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
I remember for sure. So what?
ね
I just want to confirm, that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement?
You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that.
Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception? Then it's part of the regulations? Okay, what's the implication here? Is it the... Wait, actually, can we look at the regulations? Students. Do you think we can find something here? Anyone who kills a fellow student and becomes blackened will graduate. So Mukuro was the 16th student. So it says fellow student, right? So the killer also has to be a student. Is that what you're saying? The implication that someone here, the person who killed Mukuro, is a student. I don't know if it's one of us, but it's a student. Is that what you're getting at? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro
It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
What?
ね
Are you telling the truth? Why did he go quiet all of a sudden? This infuriating bear, goddammit.
I'm done talking! I got nothing left to say to you! So get lost, would ya?
Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Leave me alone! Get out of here!
Okay, I'm going. I just... You're really gonna let me go?
I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment, overflowing with despair.
ね
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. God, this is all too bizarre. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. Oh man. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Well, she did try to throw you under the bus, so we're even. You know what? I feel like we're a bit too excited to go to sleep. Can we go explore the second floor already? Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
だけど
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. I could have died again. But honestly, why would the Mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they? Maybe they really care about the viewers. I don't know, they're really scared to lose face.
それは
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
だって
It's all because of that one moment that the Mastermind let their guard down, like I said. Oh? What was that one moment? Yes, thank you. So, when was it that the Mastermind let their guard down?
それは
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the Mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
ね
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually talking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
そうよ
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
だけど
And yet somehow, the Mastermind was able to do it.
つまり
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
それは
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost, us killing each other. They wanted to show the world?
どうやら
The Mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all the rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
つまり
So the Mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
そう
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
ね
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
そうよ
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink into despair. The Mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair. Why? Just because that's what they are? Well, you're not born an ultimate something though, right? Did this person have a really rough childhood? Like, we weren't the lucky student until we won the raffle, right? So it's not like this person was born with despair. How did it come to this? What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous. You're right. It is ridiculous. Completely irrational. See, right now I'm having some trouble putting a face to the audience watching this right now. Are they enjoying this? Like Hunger Games style? The people in the Capitol are like, woo, yeah! Or are they more like, oh my god, even those kids at the Hope's Peak Academy, the people who represent hope are killing each other. There's no hope for the rest of us anymore. So are they happy about it? Or are they scared about it? I can't quite paint a picture of that yet. When we first found out about the airwaves, I was thinking Hunger Games. But now I'm not so sure anymore. Because if you're trying to prove a point, it's because you're trying to prove it to people who think otherwise, right? So, It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer? I know how angry it must make you, and yet, that same motivation is what led to the Mastermind revealing their weakness. What? Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The Mastermind has to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the Mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter. At least, that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the Mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves? That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of the regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me. So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules, to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, they made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work. Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the Mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the Mastermind had to accept your suggestion? To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form. It would only do the Mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the Mastermind to accept your challenge. Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance. Because you believed in me, another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the Mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. You know what? I want to take this time to talk about Kyoko a little bit. Like, I like Kyoko a lot. But I think this character is potentially one that's kind of polarizing. I can see a lot of people liking her, but at the same time, I can see people not liking her for the exact same reasons. And what I mean by that is, she's too powerful. And at times, I almost think that she is in danger of being a plot device just to move things forward. Because we can't be stuck here thinking, oh, what'd I do? I don't know the killer forever, right? So in that kind of a situation, you have this person that comes out and knows like everything already. It's kind of like a convenient excuse, really. So earlier when we found out about her ultimate and her family, her dad, all that stuff, I'm grateful for it because it kind of fleshes out the character a little bit more beyond the, the godly plot device that moves things forward. Anyways. I didn't have the slightest clue. In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. Oh, I couldn't tell. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Yeah, I think it's something that Makoto is particularly weak at, and I'm the same way. I'm really bad at that too, so great to have you on the team! Plus, if I'd showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
だけど
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
そう
Or everything we've gone through will have been all for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the Mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
ね
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the Mastermind. I don't think. I can't imagine anyone within the people that's alive being the Mastermind, but at the same time, I think we have to remember that the one who killed Mukuro is a student, so there is always the possibility. Sure, everyone has an alibi during that murder, right? But could they have gotten, like, one of their henchmen to do it or something? We're together with everyone. Hey, your favorite.
でも
Is that really possible? Huh?
とにかく
Anyway, right now we have to find the others.
行きましょうか
They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Yeah, of course. But they are probably inside their own rooms, right? Because it's nighttime already. Hello, anybody? Okay. No, only Kyoko is the one standing outside, so... Time to knock! Time to knock. Oh, isn't it so sad? You look at all these doors. Look at how many doors are here, and half of them are empty now. Ugh. You know, they mentioned earlier, a long time ago, that the doors being locked after the students die was an important point, but I still have no idea how that came in. Yeah, I remember it was highlighted in orange. This is Byakuya's room. Is he inside?
ね
I don't think he's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. What would be hilarious if he's in Toko's room? This is Toko's room. Is she inside?
えね
Where is everybody? What in the world? Who else is alive?
えね
What in the world? Where are you all? Are you all in, like, the dining hall? Because that's locked until morning.
えね
What? What in the world? Are you all hiding in the bathroom? We can't open the dining hall, right? Oh, maybe they're in the bathhouse. Hey, how come the dorms has such a nice bathroom compared to the school? That's something I wonder about. And did I just bring Kyoko into the boys' bathroom with me? Can I go to the girls' one? No. Sorry! How come you can come into the boys' one? I don't know what you're thinking, but I don't think I'll be able to meet your expectations. No! Oh, okay. Are you in the warehouse? Nope. Where is everybody? Leave the correct room for last. So it's either that or this, which means we're gonna go to the laundry room. Build up that suspense, right? Oh. Do people ever clean up around here? That magazine's been sitting here for like 20 years. It kind of creeps me out that it has Junko's face on it permanently. Really? Where in the world? Dining hall, huh? Alright. But I thought we can't get in. And suddenly, we were greeted with... malfunctioning bear? You again. Are you okay? Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Jeez, what the heck?
でも
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah!
苗木だよね。みんな、やっぱり苗木だ。どの角度から見ても苗木だよ。あら、生きてたのね。
まったくゴキブリ並みのしぶとさだな。
I love you too, Byakuya.
念のために聞いとくけど、幽霊じゃねえよな。
Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived and voted me to death. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up. Group hug!
なんだ
Wait, what's that smell? Oh, come on. Don't mind the little things.
なんだこりゃ。
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Get away! Shoo! Shoo! How come they don't complain about Kyoko stinking? Because I'm pretty sure she stinks too. And in a flash, my tears dried up. I think Monokuma earlier showed up to talk about how the door was supposed to be locked. Because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, some areas are off limits at night. I remember the dining hall was one of them. Strange that we could even get in to begin with.
Whoa.
Makoto, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world.
だべ。
Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo! Who the hell is that? No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? What? I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it is that you escaped execution? Not a question, just a statement. It was alter ego. He saved my life.
そうだ
Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. Yeah, sure. So what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured that since the trial was over, we'd have access to new places again. And? No dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked. So there weren't any new areas. That's okay, cause we got the key. Then where can we go to find new clues? You stink! Are you rotten? I don't want to hear that from you, okay?
そうに決まってるわ。
Rotten physically, mentally, every way you can be rotten! I'm not the one with the word rotten in my name. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. This smell is just smelly. It's super smelly! You smell even worse than me! Way worse than me! I win. She seems happy for some reason. I can't tell if that's a smelly fetish or is she happy because she's not the smelliest anymore.
苗木君、
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
なんだ
Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the Mastermind catches you?
そうね。
That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class trial?
つまり、
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial. What? Seriously?
そうだってな。
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
違うわ。
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you.
は
Then who is it?
なるほどな。
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
そうよ。
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it.
だけど
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
なんだと
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just,
でも
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I negotiated with them to have the trial one more time. And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
そう
Very observant of you. Oh, isn't that nice, Byakuya? Kyoko gave you some praise.
当然だ。
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to. Yay! I'm totally in the dark here! For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. AKA, don't waste my time. So, knowing all this, what do we do now?
それってさ
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So, our job is to expose the mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery?
でも
But we've been looking around all this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
とにかく
You've probably guessed it already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone? Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? Yeah, I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
とにかく
Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth.
面白い。
In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
でも
But figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Mukuro, and all the school's mysteries? It's a pretty tall freaking order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We all know who the enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Hey, what are you doing, man? Huh?
私は
I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
ええ
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint?
It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
なるほどな。
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
つまり
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
つまりだ。
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is... Yes. There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them?
そう。
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us? You can't be serious! Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us. It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The Mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So they must be a high schooler. Oh, is that related to how, I think before the translations kicked in, the word ultimate, in the pure Japanese form, literal form, actually means, super high school level. Which I guess implies that ultimate equals high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the Mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active? Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret. I don't care how sneaky you are, we would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times. Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Those back and forth really clever conversations. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. That's it for tonight. Yeah, this one seems a little different.
You've all probably figured this out by now, but... At this point, the killing game has now entered the true ending mode.
Oh? This guy doesn't like feeling threatened, huh? I almost kind of feel like it's because Kyoko has that key, so he's like, I'm not gonna let you have the upper hand. I'll unlock everything then.
So in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Okay, man. How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms. The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But... I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway. At this point, I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master! He didn't take me with him! Doesn't mean you can't follow. Go, go! Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream, or coffee! You're totally useless! Yeah, just like you. So, bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko? That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me. In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too. Oh, that's very, brave of you. Wait, how come? Just wait and see! I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the Mastermind's identity. I look forward to it. I look forward to your contributions. I'm not even saying this sarcastically, okay? Please bring something. Laughing loudly, Hito left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing. Well, yeah, if everyone else is going off on their own, it doesn't make sense for us to stick together. I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know? But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. On one hand, yeah, you're right, but on the other hand, not all of us can be the true ultimate detective, so... I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto. That's really nice of you to say.
でも
But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
よし
So I figure, at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two. Indeed. Well, goodbye Kyoko for now. So, you're gonna go off on your own too, right Kyoko?
だけど
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
それは
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. Yeah, and that might actually be better because I find that when you're in a group of people, there's this diffusion of responsibility, right? So everyone gets less things done. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. Exactly. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
じゃあ
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
そう
Monokuma said all the doors in the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
苗木くん
Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the Mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the Mastermind isn't one of us. Very positive guy. I'll expose the Mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And then we can all escape together.